My name is Fiona Dawson, and I'm here representing the LGBTQ advocacy organisation, GLAAD. Well, GLAAD asked me to come meet you all and ask a few questions, because in addition to being a GLAAD supporter, I'm openly bisexual and I'm a filmmaker. So I happened to be at Sundance and I saw your premiere. And I was sitting in the audience, like, just so excited for you all. It's an incredible film.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm glad you were there.
No, thank you. And of course, this is the GLAAD pin, the ampersand.
I was going to ask you what that is.
And so it represents 100% acceptance, which is the top line mission. So, you know, full diversity of acceptance. And of course, Micah, you play Seth, the gay character in the film.
Yeah.
The way the family is portrayed and the way your character is portrayed, how do you think that is going to have an impact on the LGBTQ community?
I mean, I think what's so wonderful about Seth specifically is a queer character in this story, and I think it extends to a lot of the characters in it, is that, you know, in so many major films that have come out the last few years, you know, the gay character is expected to be this very specific kind of thing. They're expected to be funny, they're expected to be supportive, they're expected to be bitchy, and then you don't get to learn much else about their lives. And the beautiful thing about Seth is, you know, he is all of those things that are wonderful and beautiful, but he is also has a family and is deeply caring in a real way, has his own wants and needs, these very like simple, basic human things that, you know, for so long, you know, when stories told through a certain lens didn't allow LGBTQ plus characters. And so I'm really happy to be a part of that.
Yeah, the family just seems like organically within the film. And like, I love that scene the morning when Brittany's running the marathon and you're just in bed with the kids.
Yeah,
and
that was really important for
that.
Paul, you know, that to normalize that, because it is normal. And I think so many people just don't realize that, like, yes, of course, these are families. And you know, there was a moment where they kind of like, that scene was maybe going to fall to the wayside. And Paul said, no, I'm sorry. This has to happen. I know that you're saying it's not part of the central main story, but we need to show this representation and show these families and show that love.
Yeah.
Our director is openly gay, and I think it was really important for him to see himself in this film. And so he wrote this character sort of based on him. He knew the real life Brittany, who this was based on, and this was his love letter to her.
I brought a lot of my experience as a gay man and what it took for me to come out. I came from Georgia. It was a conservative, you know, religious, I'm Italian background. And when I moved to New York, I had to sort of restructure my worldview so that I could learn to love myself and be who I really was and accept myself. And a lot of that journey is in the movie, you know, through Brittany. I decided that I didn't want to be the funny sidekick in my own life. I wanted to be the lead in my own story, even though the world told me that really where I belonged was on the sidelines. And I was relegating myself to that role. And that's the story the main character goes on. She decides she doesn't want to be the sidekick anymore and that she wants to be the lead in her own story. And this movie is her doing that.
And it seems like the story is very much about 100% acceptance of yourself as well, right?
It is.
So in addition to Seth's character, but also like Brittany's journey and many of the different characters' journeys, like getting to know yourself, like regardless of whether you identify as LGBTQ, but finding that internal love for yourself. Do you see those
I
threads?
think that's the biggest struggle for Brittany, is that she starts this physical transformation, and you know, a lot of times people think, oh, now you're better, which is a horrible, unhealthy message to put out there. And it's not until she has this scene, the scene at the barbecue, that you sort of realize she's got to work on her internal struggles as well.
Yeah.
We don't often see that in transformation films.
In fact, that was something I wanted to actually ask Lil Rel to talk us through that at the birthday party, like the Brittany breakdown or the birthday Brittany breakdown.
That's a great way.
The birthday barbecue Brittany breakdown.
Birthday barbecue breakdown.
And what would be your interpretation of that? Like, what is Brittany going through at that point?
You know, that's what I love about the movie is that, and you just kind of said that, like, most of the time we think, oh yeah, I'm looking better, I'm better. And it's like, it's all a journey, right? It's physical, it's mental. And that's what I love about the different people in her life that motivates her. What Demetrius does is to let her know, hey, it's okay to get help. It's okay for people to love you.
I think all of us are battling ourselves, but we're also battling a world that tells us we belong in a certain place and we belong socially in a certain stratosphere, and that we only have worth based on what this world tells us our worth is. And the truth is, we're all just trying to get through this. We're all trying to be the heroes of our own story, and hopefully when people see this film, they take that with them and they can be the hero in their own story.